Hey everybody, good morning. It's David coming to you today from the Yakima Ferry here on the Washington State ferries. I'm in the process of going to the San Juan Islands today, and so ferries are an integral part of transportation here in the state of Washington, and it's just a beautiful way to get around too. Sorry for the shake. The seas are really rough today because it's quite windy. Um, Friday Harbor is a cool little place that, for those of you who are a little bit older, you may remember the movie or the movies Free Willy about the whales, and so a lot of that was filmed in this general area here. The reason we're heading over here to Friday Harbor today is that my wife has a contract with our company with the Washington Bed and Breakfast Guild, and she provides quality assurance services for all the bed and breakfasts in the state of Washington. So we're on our way over there today. I just try to stay out of the way, and she will be doing inspections and certifications and things of that nature. So that kind of ties in with what I'm thinking about today. I'm actually thinking about our discussion questions and actually your application question as well on SMEs. And SMEs are you hear a lot about that today. And honestly, one of the questions that I've always had is who defines what an SME is, or how do you define who an expert is? Is it self-defined? Is it defined through some other criteria? I always looked at SMEs from a task perspective and not a title. Anyone can say they're an SME or an expert in a given area, but do the tasks or the results they have support that? And to me, expertise is an activity. It's not just a statement. And you think about today in the political dialogue, you'll have political experts on the news channels that will be such and such a person from this Washington-based think tank. And so you begin to think about that. And again, this is a class on critical thinking about a bunch of people who get together and just think about topics, and they theorize about different things. I prefer my SMEs to be doers and not just analysts. But if you think about SMEs, perhaps one of the discussions we ought to have is how do we segment SMEs? Because I do think that thinkers are important, are an important part of an SME as well. But I think the timing is what's critical here. So if you were going to find an SME who was a thinker, then perhaps you would do that early on in the problem-solving process, because you want to have somebody out there who's very broad in thinking, who can help you define scope, who can give you ideas in those areas, but you wouldn't necessarily want that person involved when it comes time to put the rubber to the road and solve the problem, right? Because they're still theorizing, they're still looking at all the broader pictures when you're needing some action to be done. So one segment of SMEs, I think, could be considered thinker SMEs, or thinker SMEs, if you will. But then on the other hand, maybe you have some executional SMEs, or doer, I'll call them doer SMEs, that I want to make sure that I have around me who know how to get things done once the decision has been made. And these are very practical type of people who again, know how to put the rubber to the road and move forward and not rethink everything once the decision has been made. So I just wanted to share those with you today as you're looking at the exercises and you look at the video this week on when to use an SME and when not to use SME. Again, I was just thinking this morning about, wouldn't it be good to be able to segment those SMEs into thinkers and doers? Okay? Hopefully that helped you out a little bit, gave you something to think about midweek. Again, sorry for the shake on the computer, but it is rough today. Talk to you soon. Contact me if you need me. Thanks.